Hello friends. Today we will be talking about another interesting RBI guideline that is on the conduct of regulated entities in recovery of loans and engagement of recovery agents. There has been a lot of complaints that the recovery agents and the people who go to the borrowers to recover the loans, they harass the borrowers, they misbehave with them, and there are a lot of allegations that they treat the borrowers in an uncivilized way, and they insult them, and they just call on them anytime they feel like. So this is a very big stigma on the banking system, because we need to follow rules and regulations in the conduct of business. So Reserve Bank of India has proposed a stricter framework in to regulate the conduct of regulated entities in recovery of loans and engagement of recovery agents. They will be effective from October 1, 2026. So it is a consultative paper, and the stakeholders' opinion has been sought as to how to implement this whole framework, and the banks will have to gear up themselves to implement them. And the most important challenge will be how to change the behavior of the recovery agents who are very harsh on the borrowers. We lend to the borrowers and earn interest on that. So there has to be some process through which the recovery has to happen. The overall aim is to stop harassment, improve the borrower protection, and make lenders more accountable to the recovery agents. Henceforth, the banks will have to do many things, but most important, three things. First is the recovery agents' due diligence has to be of the order that they follow the conduct rules strictly and nobody violates that. So the due diligence of the outsourcing agency has to be very, very rigorous, and it should pass through various filters to ensure such kind of an assurance about the conduct of the recovery agents and the people who go for enforcing the recovery of loans from the borrowers. That is number one. Number two, the names of the approved recovery agents have to be hosted in the website of the banks. The website should show the names of those companies who have to deploy the recovery agents to collect the loan installments. And the third aspect is the recovery agents have to undergo a certification program that they need to be trained, they need to be mentored, and they need to be tutored about how to conduct the task of recovery of money from the borrowers, how to politely deal with the borrowers, and how to enforce the recovery. For that, the IIBF, that is the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance in Bombay, has been approved as one of those accredited institutions which will impart the kind of training and certification to the recovery agents in future about the behavioral aspects, about the rules and conditions of how to recover the money, and things attending to that. The recovery agents henceforth cannot threaten the borrowers, cannot use abusive language, cannot shame them publicly, and cannot use social media to tarnish the image of any of the borrowers. They should not make excessive calls. They can call only between 8 a.m. in the morning to 7 p.m. in the evening. And any important event, if the borrower is having like marriages or any social functions, then the borrower should not be disturbed with these calls or with this kind of recovery agents going there physically. And they should visit only during appropriate time with the consent, and they should also give early information to the borrower that the recovery agent is going to visit them. As I was telling, the recovery contact time is 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and privacy protection has to be ensured. And there are also instances where the mobile, high value mobiles are financed by the banks or by the non-banks, because these guidelines are both to the banks and non-banks. In that case, the mobile phone should not be disabled, and if it is disabled, then there are penal provisions. For every hour, rupees 250 rupees is to be paid to the aggrieved party. So that is one of these conditions of the guidelines. And banks must ensure that the behavioral part of the recovery agents are in line with the guidelines given. And they should, NBFCs and banks must ensure conduct due diligence on the recovery agents, train the agents, maintain a code of conduct, monitor their calls and interactions, and handle complaints properly if there are any complaints. Borrowers must have a clear complaint redressal mechanism and should have escalation metrics within that. That first recovery agent has to be counseled and borrower grievance is to be redressed. RBI has proposed tighter documentation standards, including in some cases recovery agents related calls have to be recorded, call recording has to be done, and the applicable standards of recovery agents are applicable to commercial banks, NBFCs, housing finance companies, cooperative banks, regional rural banks, and all India financial institutions. All these. So, come October, hopefully, the scare of the recovery agents visiting the borrower will come down. So, there can be some kind of follow-up from the recovery agents for recovering the loans and installments, but it is not like like some ghost coming to recover the money. They will be friends, and banks must ensure that and see that they are properly trained, they are properly groomed, and their conduct is properly monitored by the banks. So, it is good that if the trust is built against the banks and the NBFCs, that the recovery will be in line with the prescribed norms and behavior will be good, then more people will avail the loans and the business will also increase, and the whole climate, the ecosystem of lending and recovery of the loans will be seamless and good for all the stakeholders. So, we will be talking more about this kind of developments which will keep happening, and then we will be sharing the knowledge. What I would request is please subscribe if you have not subscribed to this channel, and share these pieces of information with your friends, because this channel is specifically designed to ensure dissemination of knowledge to the youngsters who are going to make financial services as their career going forward. So, wish you all the best, and thank you for watching.